pretty much all I wanted to say, really. Oh, yeah, one other thing that I noticed about this camera is that I also noticed about this one too. I got one of these a while ago. With this camera and with this camera, they occasionally skipped some sections of video. With the Xiaomi 2, it was after about 10 minutes. You'd find that from about the 10-minute mark to maybe 10.5 minutes would be, well, not that much, but you'd skip out about 10, 12, maybe 15 seconds of video would just be gone. And it would start another file. And then the next file would be much shorter. And then it would skip and then it'd start another file. And the files would be getting shorter and shorter. And in between them, you'd be missing, 10 seconds of video or so. And then I found that this one was doing as well. And what I think it is that just that the SD card that I was using is not up to the task of writing that data to disk so quickly, because even though I was using 1080p 60 with the Xiaomi 1 and also using 1080p 60 with this one, I think perhaps the bitrate is a little bit higher on this one. So it's writing a file that needs to push more data to the disk quicker, or push data quicker rather. So these SD cards that I've been using quite successfully for a long time, all of a sudden they weren't really able to handle it. So this is the one that I was using. So I have a couple of these, and I have also a 32 gig one of these. This is what I've been using pretty much all this year. It's LD, I think, that brand. So they were working fine in the Xiaomi 1 and also in the Runcam 2 and the Mobius, of course. But then I had this problem, so I looked it up on the web, and apparently you need a better class of card. So what I've done, I've got one of these, and it's I don't really know how SD card stuff works, but it's a bit of a fancier one. It costs a bit more, and I haven't had any problems since then. So it's a bit annoying that everything starts to cost more with the GoPro, but hopefully this is going to fix those problems. Let's put it in there, shall we? Interestingly, it goes in diagonally. I don't know if you can see that very well. So it slots in, doesn't go in straight. No, bloody hell. Never mind. Anyway, that's all I was going to say. Shit, it's got pretty long, didn't it? You'd have to be bored to watch this kind of shit. Well, let me see if I've missed anything on my list. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I was going to say. Maybe somebody can figure out what this is. With this quad, I noticed after flying the BL-Heli S ESC for quite a while, and then switching back to this one, especially in the first 10 seconds or so of the flight, maybe it's because the battery is high voltage, or I don't really know why, but the motors do have a very sort of a jittery sort of a sound to them. And then also when I'm flying, I can see quite a distinct shuddering in my FPV cam, like in my goggles when I'm flying. And it feels like the quad's going like this when it's flying. But then when I look at the HD cam footage afterwards, there's no problem. Nothing's really shuddering or anything. So maybe there's some good, maybe, I don't know, if it really is shuddering and this little damping structure here is soaking that up, or whether it's not shuddering and it's some other problem, I don't know, but there's no, like that camera's stuck on it pretty good. It's not, the camera mount is not loose or anything like that. But I'll show you a bit of video, hopefully if I can find a good bit of video where I recorded the DVR and the HD cam at the same time. And you can see that the footage in the goggles is shuddering and the footage in the HD cam is not. Oh yeah, I just remembered the other thing I was going to mention. This is the last thing, I promise. The Eagle, the Runcam Eagle FPV cam, it's not able to mount in my specially designed carbon plate mount that I have here like the Swift case does, so that's quite nice. That is the iForce 2D approved mounting method for cameras on this frame, but it doesn't work with the Runcam Eagle, so I've used the little aluminium mount that comes with it. And this has a surprising flaw, in my opinion, in that when you put the screws in, I'll just pretend that this is the screw that came with the thing. So to attach it to the frame, you would put that through here like that. Of course, it doesn't go through, it's too big. But then you get the head of the screw sticking up above it like that, don't you? Obviously. And then, here's the annoying part. Oh, God. There's not enough clearance to swing the camera around. It's going to hit on those screws. It's a little tricky to point out, but... So the head of the screw is going to be here. The bottom of the camera, as you can see, is the corner is going to come there. They head into each other. So right about the angle that I wanted to have, which is 25 degrees or so, I can't use it. Camera. The camera likes my fingers, look at that. Now we can look at this, right. Yeah, so it's a little bit awkward to show you, but... Oh, there we go, now we can see it. So just in there, you can see there's a screw and the camera's heading into it. So this angle I've got is too high for me, really. So it's over 30 degrees, oh, is it? Yeah, it's a little over 30 degrees. So if you want to go less than that, you have to go much less than that, because you have to you can't even rotate the camera around. So the idea with these screws on the side, if you loosen them up a bit, and then you can rotate the camera, but you can't. You have to loosen them right out, and then lift the bottom corner of the camera over those screws in the bottom, and then you're going to be down to about 20 degrees or something, which is too low. Kind of annoying, man. Don't know why they didn't notice that. That's all the parts that came with the camera, the screws that came with it, the mount that came with it. So it really should have been thought out a little bit better than that, I think. I wonder if you could mount the swivel part on there and the other part on there, I suppose. That would clear it. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Anyway, I thought that was a bit annoying. Oh yeah, last thing. This is the last thing. Okay. I'm still using these nylon spacers here. They're really good. They have a natural sort of a lock nut kind of a function because they're not metallic, so they don't vibrate the nuts loose, or the screws loose. You just have to make sure you're using a slightly longer screw than you normally would. I'm using 10mm screws here in this case, so you're getting a good 8mm or so of bite into the nylon. And if you haven't tried these before, you might want to try them. I got these from Hobbyton, I think. You can buy a pack of 10 in various lengths, like 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, whatever. I'm using 30mm here, but they're really good. I love them. I would probably put these on another quad on purpose. Like last time I just put them on here because I didn't have any aluminium ones to hand, but I've kept them on and they work great. So yeah, give them a try. Oh, yeah, and what I was saying before about this, if you